Hello beauties, I am back for more fun and excitement and of course more makeup, and today we're still continuing on to play with that Too Faced chocolate gold palette. I've used that one in a couple of my videos, my last videos, and I explained that I really love the colors and I just like that whole palette as a whole, and so I thought I would sort of stay with that palette for a while and try different looks. So today we're going to be diving into that palette again, and then we're gonna just do our normal full face makeup and just have some fun. So let's get started. So I already toned my face, I already primed my face and moisturized, and I also primed my lids already, so I kind of have everything prepped. But for the primer, I used the e.l.f. Matte Oil Control Primer. This is a Kaolin Clay and Tea Tree Primer. It should keep your face nice and matte all day, and because I'm going for sort of a brown cocoa eyeshadow today, I wanted to keep my face somewhat matte. So I already have it on my face. I have my eye primer. I have pretty much my whole face skincare routine all ready and set to go. So we're gonna go right in with the eyes. So again, we're gonna go in with this Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. So I'm really loving this palette so far. All of the colors that I've tried have been very pigmented. They play well together. The formula is really nice. They don't have a lot of fallout. So far this is one of my most favorite palettes. So today I'm thinking we're gonna set the entire eye because again, I have my eye primer on. So we're gonna go ahead and set it with this Rollin' in the Dough shade right here. Have the eyelids set, we're gonna go in with a darker brown, which is going to be this So Bougie color. It is a little bit darker than the Rollin' in the Dough. That's the one right here. With that color, we're gonna go up a little bit higher, so we're gonna get the higher lids and make it a transition shade. We have the transition shade towards the top of the eyes, and now we're going to go in with a color that is going to be a little bit darker, so that's sort of going to act like the second transition shade. It is going to go a little bit higher but closer to the lid line. So for that, we're going to use a smaller brush, and we're going to go in with this beautiful cocoa truffle color right here. So now that we have that all done, let's pick out our base color. So in looking at this palette, there are these three colors that are really standing out to me that are just beautiful. So I think these three right here are really speaking to me for an eye look today. So last week we played with these beautiful colors right here, the purple, the pink, and the gold. And I was thinking, you know, I want to do something a little bit more neutral today because I am kind of opposite of a lot of people. I know a lot of people tend to get nervous when playing with colors, and some people um, don't like to go out of their comfort zone and play with colors. And I'm sort of the opposite. I'm more of a color person. I love colors that pop. I'm really a sort of creative minded person. So for me, I really like the colors. I don't have any problems going, you know, stepping out of my comfort zone and trying new things. But for me, I actually am quite the opposite. I struggle more with the neutrals than I do with the colors. So I think that's interesting because a lot of people would tell me that they don't want to wear, you know, colored eyeshadows because they don't know how to apply them or they don't know what looks good. And I'm sort of the opposite of that. I love the colors, but I'm not, I do better when I play with colors. So today I thought, why not sort of do a neutral look, nothing crazy, something more soft toned. So I thought three colors right here would be perfect for that look. So we're gonna go ahead and go with this beautiful color called Old Money, and this is what it looks like. I already swatched it, so I know that it does look like an orangey color, like an orange copper color. So I was just obsessed when I swatched it. So we're gonna go in with the all over lid color with that beautiful Old Money look or color. And we're gonna go ahead and use a flatter brush, which is right here, my Sephora brush. It's a two-sided brush. I really like this one because you can use, you know, one for one color and the other for the other color. So I really enjoy this brush. I got it a long time ago. I think I got it for like Christmas, so I couldn't say if it's still available or not, but I'm just obsessed. So we're gonna go ahead and go right in. Went ahead and covered the entire lid with that really pretty copper orangey color. And now that we've got the all over lid, and I went ahead and sort of blended it out with this little brush as well to kind of marry the brown and the copper together. So now we're gonna go in with this beautiful Love and Cocoa right here. We're gonna go in towards the end, like the smoky end of the eye. I think I'm gonna use a smaller brush right here, the smaller detailed brush for that. We have the brown on, and keep in mind this is looking a little crazy right now because there is quite a bit of fallout with those colors. They are shimmers, so it is normal for them to fall, for a lot of kickback on those. But yeah, they are blending pretty well. They're not as pigmented as I thought they would be, but overall they are blending pretty well. And now we're going to go ahead and go in with the, actually, I think we have the top of the eyes are all set. I think now we can go ahead and sweep off that excess eyeshadow, and then we can start going in with the foundation and the rest of the face makeup. Because there was so much fallout, I definitely want to sweep all of the excess powder off of the face. There was a lot of fallout. That's okay because we're gonna cover it all anyway with the rest of the face makeup. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and go in with the foundation. And for the foundation today, I was thinking, again, I wanted to do something matte. So we are gonna go in with this Too Faced Born This Way matte. And this is, I did get this in a very light color. I didn't really mean to do that. I just grabbed the wrong shade, but I figured with the bronzer, the contour, everything, it'll just, it'll all work out at the end. So I'll put a little bit of extra bronzer on to sort of offset the lightness of this foundation. And then we're gonna go in with a foundation brush and not a sponge today. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do just one pump. Stay all day foundation, and I really do like it because it does literally stay on all day. Like, it does definitely do what it says it's going to do. And it is matte, so keep that in mind. I don't know if they have a dewy one yet. I haven't seen one, but I am liking this matte one. It does dry pretty quickly, so you have to work with it pretty fast. It definitely is not my color. So we've got the foundation on. Next, we're gonna go ahead and conceal. And we're not gonna do a whole lot of concealing only because my face is looking pretty darn pale at the very moment. So we are gonna go ahead and try this. Let's see, what is this brand? It is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewinder. It's that eraser sort of concealer with a little sponge on the top. And this is one that you have to kind of wind up for product to come out. And then we're just gonna go in with a little on the top, nose, cupid's bow, and chin. And then we're gonna use the same brush that we used to cover the face with the foundation for the concealer. Ooh. Job at brightening everything, that's for sure. Concealer before, and I will say that I personally look for concealers that are going to give me good coverage under the eyes, because there are times where I have really bad circles, and I definitely need a concealer that's going to cover that. I not only look for a concealer that's going to look brightening around the eyes and the T-zone area, but I also look for a concealer that's going to give me good coverage. And as I remember, this one don't think it gave me very good coverage, but it did a really good job at brightening everything. I'm sorry, I think I'm coming down with a cold because I've been noticing that I just have been feeling a little under the weather lately with a minor cold. And I can tell when I'm gonna get sick because I start to sort of feel a little down. And then obviously I get the cold and the cough, and then it all goes downhill after that. All right, so I went ahead and blended everything very nicely. And now we're gonna go under the eyes. We're just gonna do a little bit, just a little bit, goes a long way. I'm really liking the shade of this concealer. Good job at cleaning up all of that fallout from that eyeshadow. That is all done. Now we are going to go ahead and set the under eyes right away. And today we're going to be trying this AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder. This is what it looks like. This is more of a peachy color, I noticed, which I don't personally mind. Go ahead and hit the forehead, nose, and chin with the same powder. Next, we're gonna go ahead and set this area here with the Fit Me by Maybelline. It is the darker medium shade, and I typically use two different powders. I use one for the T-zone and then one for the rest of the face because I do like to have a little bit extra brightening in the T-zone. So I'm gonna grab a bigger fluffy brush like so, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cover all of that area up here. Definitely looking matte today, and I'm typically not a matte person, so I'm kind of doing an opposites attract video, I suppose, because I don't usually do these I mean, I do neutrals, but not as often as I like to play with colors. And then I never do matte. So I usually always wear a dewy foundation. Was so tan that I really didn't need, or not, I'm sorry, not tan, so matte that I didn't really need to set the rest of the face because it is already super matte, where I don't think I'm gonna get oily all day. And for the bronzer, we're gonna go in with this Ofra Bronzer Versatile Matte Bronzer. So I clearly hit pan on this because it is, oops, wrong brush. It is one of my favorite bronzers. It's a very warm tone bronzer, and it's really nice on the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and bronze up that whole face. This is a very beautiful bronzer. It is very warm tone. and it goes perfectly with my skin color. We're gonna go ahead and go in with the bottom of the eyeshadow because we have the top lids done. I usually save the bottom for towards the end of the makeup because I don't want to cover up all of that I do with my concealer. So I usually do just the top eyes, then I do the rest of the face, and then I go in and fill in the bottom of the waterline sort of eyeshadow. So we're gonna go back in with this, actually we're gonna do Cocoa Truffle. So we're gonna go back in with this Cocoa Truffle here, and we're gonna go all over the bottom of the lid with this. We have the bottom of the eyeshadow done, the bottom of the lids. So I do want to grab that sort of sweeper brush again and sweep off that excess powder. And now I would like to go in with that really pretty third color that I showed you earlier in the video. I really want to play with this color called Gold Dipped. It's this one right here. And for that one, I want to go under the eye. So like maybe the inner corner and then some of that under eye. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I wet my brush because I do want that color to really stick out. So we're going to go ahead and wet it with this. We'll just wet it with this L'Oreal setting spray. You can use water, you can use whatever you have. I used to have a little bottled water or a water bottle full of just plain water, but I don't know what happened to it. But you can use whatever you want to set that. And then I'm gonna go in with this little brush that I cannot seem to find. Here it is. This is the one that I typically use for that inner corner and then the bottom piece. Like what it says, it looks like a gold dipped color. So pretty. Because it is a glitter eyeshadow, typically they have a lot of fallout. A lot of glitter particles fall out of it. Beautiful color. All right, so that was nice and easy. So now I think we're gonna go ahead and go in with the, we're gonna go ahead and contour the face while we're at it. So we can go ahead and contour with the same bronzer that we used, but we're just gonna use a little bit more of it. I do that very often. I use bronzers as contours and vice versa, contours as bronzers. So like I've said in my other videos, there are no rules to makeup. Do whatever, do whatever, you know, you feel you want to do. And if you mess up, guess what? It's just makeup. So you can always wipe it off. So no biggie. All right. So we're going to grab my favorite contour brush, which is this guy right here, which clearly I need to wash. And then we're gonna go ahead and dip it in the Ofra bronzer, and we're just gonna begin to contour. Now that we've got that all set, we are gonna go ahead and do the, I think the highlight. And for the highlight, I would like to dip into this Revolution palette, this Highlight Revolution palette. These have the most beautiful highlight colors. I really, really like all of them. They have like the iridescent, the gold, the sort of tin color, like gun, like metal, and then they have this darker, more of a bronzy highlight, which kind of caught my eye today, so I'm thinking I want to try this one right here. Dip it in. My blush first, which is okay. We can go in after. Pretty. I'm really liking it. The blush, we're gonna dip right into the e.l.f. blush palette, and I'm looking for a sort of a brownish color today. Maybe this one right here. I kind of dip into it a couple times. Get the higher cheekbone area. A little bit of this goes a long way. So this blush is super pigmented. As you can tell. And get the nose. And then hit up the forehead. The excess highlight, we're just going to hit the bridge of the nose and then the eyebrow area, or above the eyebrow area I should say, and then Cupid's bow. Okay, so I went ahead and put on the brows, the lashes, the top and the bottoms off camera. So this is what it looks like. And for the lashes, I am wearing the Ioni 3D Fox Mink lashes. These are one of my favorite lashes that, of course, I get from the local Dollar Tree. I love them. They're super somewhat natural. I mean, you know, obviously they're not going to look natural because they're so big, but I do like the way that they are pretty fluffy, so it does look very full, and I just love that. So I went ahead and did that. So I think the only thing left for us to do here is the, let's see, I think the lipstick, the lip liner. We are gonna go in with a lip liner today, and then the lipstick. So for the lip liner, we're gonna go ahead and put on the Essence. This is a sort of like a natural brown lip liner. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention that I did do an eyeliner too. I did a brown winged liner. So there's that. I used the Wet n Wild brown. I think this is actually technically a lip liner, but I used it as an eyeliner. Or actually it is an eyeliner, I guess, but it is a little bit hard, so it doesn't really glide on the eyes. So just one thing to keep in mind, it is harder to work with. So if you're gonna use a brown eyeliner, I would maybe recommend a brown liquid eyeliner. But it still did the job, so it still looks really nice. It was just really hard to work with this particular eyeliner. But anyway, we're gonna go in with the lip liner next. And I love these lip liners because they really do just glide right on. They're super easy to use. The formula is really nice and the colors are absolutely stunning. That next, we're gonna go ahead and fill the lips with the lipstick. And we're gonna go in with one that we used the other day in one of my last videos. It's a darker brown. This is by Maybelline, and this is in the shade Warm Me Up. So I thought this would be actually perfect for the look that we're going for today because it is a brown color, and I figured with the eyes being brown, the liner being brown, and kind of that, you know, brown theme, that this would be a really good one. Actually, this is the wrong one, sorry. This one right here. This is in the shade Touchable Taupe, actually. So this is her. She's brown. She's like a tan color. It looks a lot darker on the lips than it actually does in the tube. Brown, it's more like a taupe, like it says. Like about this lipstick is that it is extremely moisturizing, so it actually feels so good on the lips. It feels super moisturizing. I love this lipstick, and it lasts a pretty decent amount. I mean, of course you're going to be drinking and eating, and it's probably not going to power through that, but it does last a pretty decent amount of time. Now that I'm actually looking at it, maybe I should put a little bit of that highlight over on top of that same highlight that we used. This color here maybe will look good on top of this area. I'm just gonna try it really quick and see what happens. We use this little brush here, just a little bit, to kind of highlight that brow bone. Because I figure this color is such a pretty color, why not just add a little something to it. These eyelashes are so big, but I just love them. Just a quick step, doesn't take long. Little pop of color on that brow bone. So there is that. I gave that a little touch on the brow bone. Really cute. And then I also forgot to tell you guys what eyebrow pencil I'm using. And today I'm actually not using a pencil. I'm using my Gimme Brow by Benefit Cosmetics. This is really good stuff, especially if you're kind of in a hurry, you want to get out of the house, but you want to get your brows done at the same time. So this is a really good product. It really gives your eyebrows volume, and it makes your hairs look like hairs. It is technically like a wax, but it does make your hairs stay all day. So this is a really good product, one of my favorite products. So there you have it. That is all for today. I hope you guys love the look. It's a very natural look. So yeah, give this video a big thumbs up, comment, you know, give me requests if there are any products that you guys really love that you'd like me to try, or products that you don't know of that you'd like me to, you know, try to try for the first time and give my review. You know, I'm open to any sort of ideas. So again, subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.